What was my driver behind developing motivational maps? Well, it's a very interesting question. Several drivers, really. I think one of them was, as there was a camera looking at me, the camera will be aware that I'm not getting any younger. And after 10 years of doing training work, I discovered something, and this really shows you how slow I am on the uptake and how long it takes me to learn anything. But what I discovered was that when I stopped working, I didn't make any money. And this became very worrying for me. Why was it when I took a break, I wasn't making any money? And I realised the difference at that moment when I thought that thought. People have been talking about it for years to me, but I just never really got the difference between being self-employed and running a business. Self-employed people, they work and they make money. They can make very good money. I was making very good money. But as soon as they stop, they don't. And also too, when you're making very good money, you have this dangerous tendency to not do any marketing because you're making lots of money and you're operationally doing the stuff. And I'd fallen into this trap 2 times, really, where I'd been making lots of money and then I'd stop marketing and stop selling, and then I suddenly found out I wasn't making any money. So, and I also realised I didn't have a pension either. And so I thought, well, I've got to move from becoming self-employed to running a business that makes money even when I'm not delivering myself. And that inevitably led, there's 2 basic ways. One is, of course, is to employ staff, which I didn't want to do. And the second way is, of course, is to create a product, which was about creativity. So I wanted, quite specifically for financial reasons and for business reasons, to create this. But that makes me sound very hard-nosed, because the other side of the coin is that in creating the product, it's like I'd already written when I was a teacher about 20 books, including a best-selling thing. And it's a great feeling when you write a book and schools are using this book, thousands of kids are using this book, and you know that your ideas are going down, you're making a difference. So the thing about the product was that it was almost like a way of extending what one's doing. If you've got good ideas, why not share them? And if they're in product form, you can share them and multiply them exponentially. And so the very fact I mentioned earlier that we're in 12, soon to be 13 countries is testimony to the idea that by creating this product, I could really make a difference in a way that I couldn't, no matter how good a trainer or coach I was, just me as James Sale. I could not reach enough people. And so there was this sense of reaching far more people, affecting far more people, as well as let's run a business rather than being just self-employed, because financially one needed to do that. And I would say as well, by justification of myself in saying that, making more money by running a business, it's not just about the money for oneself. Putting it into a product is very, very expensive. So there's been a lot, you have to make the money in order to keep the product vibrant. So there's a kind of virtuous cycle there where you're making money, but in actual fact you're then putting it into the product to make the product better, to get further reach, to market it more, etc., etc. So those were really primary drivers for me, and the decision to do it, which is a very big decision, which required a big investment from myself and my wife, 8 or 9 years on, I'd do it all over again. It was the right thing to do. It's been a phenomenal journey, and it would appear to me that though I'm getting older in my spirit, I'm getting younger, because things are becoming even more vibrant in terms of what is happening, and the opportunities are becoming more and more. So this is absolutely fantastic for me.